Hello everyone, this is Huafang Li. In this short video, we are going to talk about hiring in public and nonprofit organizations. So how to acquire talent to work for us. This is so important for talent management, right? So the first question is, should we hire someone have public sector working experience, or should we hire fresh graduates without such experiences? So for public sector, we already understand the difference between public and private organizations, right? Because public sector usually are multi-goals, which means they involve more stakeholders. So dealing with more complex problems. So the minimum qualification might be different from those for the private sector. Right? So when we look at the minimum qualifications, because it's hard to observe people's experience or their working performance, usually we consider the education background and previous experience, right? So obviously you have benefits for hiring experienced people, then you save the training and development cost, right? They may fit well and quickly. Which also means you possibly need to pay a little bit more to attract those experienced people than hiring recent graduates without experience or novices. But before that, right, if we assume that public organizations need to hire someone have public sector working experience, but why public organizations need experiences? Now, success in the public sector requires many different skill sets and knowledge bases, right? Because as we said, public managers or public administrators, they need to understand the political context and needs for communities served, which means diverse needs and diverse shareholders and stakeholders, right? And also like public relationship and local laws, cultural factors, and many skills of management. If we are talking about human skills like communication, how to be collegial, so these parts are not that different between public and nonprofit and for-profit sectors, right? However, we discussed the difference between public and the for-profit sector is because public are facing more political constraints, legal scrutiny, and also public scrutiny as well, right? So for these reasons, because these further complicates the situation and the problems. And the traditional academic training alone is likely to be insufficient to prepare students working for the public and nonprofit sector, right? So then also a problem about the learning curve, right? If a novice wants to learn at the beginning stages, the learning curve might be very steep because they may not prepared well to understand all the complexities around the public problems. Okay. So Mark Moore in 1995, in his seminal work Creating Public Value, Strategic Management in Government, introduced three layers or three different contexts which have implications for strategic management. These are political, substantive, and operational. So the implication for political context will be managing up, because public organizations need to answer to their leaders, right? And also they need to justify their legitimacy. And then at the substantive level, which means collaboration between different organizations, especially for public agencies, they usually facing limited budgets, so they need financial resources from other sectors, right, and as well as from citizens. And at the operational level, which means managing down, working within the organization, how you recruit, incentivize your subordinates, how you evaluate them, development, promote them, etc. Right? So, all in all, in a study done by Daunting and Gilder, they figured out that experience, especially public sector working experience, is critical to the success of public problem solving. So they interviewed people looking at the difference between people with experience, people without experience. Here we are labeling them as experts and novices. So the difference between experts and the novices are quite substantial, especially in terms of their understanding about political context. Right. So on the left, you have experts. So you almost got 17.3% of the experts mentioned that political factors are important in problem solving, while only 11.3% of novices think they are important. So there's a quite substantial difference between these two, and as well as at the operational level, only 44.3 experts think they are important, but for the novices, 55.8% of them say they are important. So in terms of understanding all these three different levels, we clearly see the difference between experts and the novices. So further breakdown, you also will understand the difference between experts and the novices. So let's take a look at the right column here at the substantive level, which means collaborating with organizations and individuals outside government agencies. Right. So you'll see for experts, let's look at the development vision and vision and the consensus between public organizations and then collaborators. All right. So more than 10% of experts think they are important. Right? They mentioned that developing a consensus is so crucial to a success collaboration, but only 2.2% of the novices think they are important. So clearly, the difference is caused by experience, right? Because when experts, they have more experience, they work with the community and the other collaborators, they understand why consensus is so critical, right? But as for novices, they probably haven't understand this part. Okay. So, in conclusion, we can say experience matters in the public sector. Right? So experience should be considered while developing the minimum qualifications during the hiring process. So what's the implication for educators? Pedagogically, we possibly need to use more case studies and problem-solving exercises to give those novices like some sort of mimic the real world situation, so they can gain some relevant skills and experience that they will need when they try to join the public sector. Or we can promote experiential learning. For example, we can promote experiential philanthropy, students learning by giving, so preparing them to be able to make wise giving decisions, grant making decisions, so they are better prepared for the nonprofit sector. All right. We talked about the difference between experienced and inexperienced during the hiring process. So the other problem facing the hiring in public and nonprofit sectors in how you deal with diverse talents. So how can you recruit a diverse and talented public sector workforce? So this is a study done by the Rand Corporation focusing on Southern California region. Before we jumping into like whether or not you need to hire diverse talents, we needed to look at why they are so important or so critical to the public sector. Because having individuals with a range of perspectives and experiences, meaning diverse talents, can lead to improved outcomes and a close connection between government agencies and the community it serves. And what's more, the representation, the whole idea about representing diverse population is also a goal of public agencies because that gives them political legitimacy to improve democratic governance. Okay, so this is why diverse talents are so important to the success of public agencies. But there's a problem, right? Talented and diverse graduates, they may not want to join the public sector at the first place. And on the other hand, government agencies might not be well positioned to attract those diverse, talented people. Right? It's obvious if you consider the total income over a lifespan, the public sector earns much less than the private sector. So why would a talented young people join the public sector? Now you can argue there are many issues or factors influence their career choices. They may want to serve the people, etc. Right? But it's important for the public agencies to seek funding for internship. Why? Because experience matters, as we just discussed, right? If without such experience, it might be hard for novices coming in to the public sector and gain, all the needed skill sets, knowledge bases, etc. Quickly, right? So if they can't learn in a very short period, it may negatively influence the performance of the agency, right? Because again, experience matters. All right, so if you look at the Southern California region between year 2015 to 2019, you'll see the public workforce actually represents quite well the total population structure, right? By race and ethnicity. So there's a slightly higher portion of whites in the public sector than the Hispanics. But Southern California region have more Hispanic population than the whites. Right? But in general, we would still say the public sector in Southern California region represents the total population. Right? So they attracted diverse talents to join the public sector. So the finding, right? We already understand experience matters, and you needed to prepare students to gain such experience, and you also needed to attract diverse talents to join the public workforce, because diversity is not only a mean but also an end for public agencies. So the key findings from the Rand report is if we want to continue to prepare a pipeline for diverse talents to join public sector, we need traditionally underrepresented people, community organizations, higher education institutes, and government agencies work together to constantly articulate leadership commitment to increase recruitment of diverse, talented people. Okay, and we also need to communicate the benefits of public sector careers and improve the awareness and the sharing of job and internship opportunities. Also, institutionalize connections between government and higher education. So, to further elaborate, these are the promising strategies from the Rand report. So how can we actually let the leaders commit to recruit more talented and underrepresented individuals into the public sector? We need to secure clear commitment to diverse goals and also express and demonstrate the commitments. Right? So commitment from the leadership is critical because if leaders are unwilling to move a step forward, it's very hard for the frontline workers to use their discretion to attract talented, diverse people to join the public sector. And we also need to emphasize the benefits of public sector careers because it will fulfill the usually pro-public, pro-social mission, right? You are creating public values, all right? And also the job in government sector is usually stable than competing in the market, right? And also you can see how your effort actually improved the public. Okay, so this is like intrinsic rewarding satisfaction, right? So that make your job meaningful. And we also need to improve the awareness and sharing of job and internship opportunities, right? You need to communicate a wide range of opportunities to those novices. Also, we need to use multiple methods, somehow give them the first-hand experience. So then a bunch of other efforts public agencies can make, like developing a regional internship database so students get access to them and easier for them to find jobs, and make job titles and descriptions clear so students understand them when the internship or job work roles, and help students navigate the hiring process. This is especially important because students may want to join the public sector, but they possibly will be afraid of the perceived administrative burden or red tape, right? So that discourages them away from the public sector. And also the publicized transportation benefits for working for the government. And also we need to foster preparation for career entry and retention, right? So find the funds for people wanted to intern for government, and even like you can allocate a small amount of agency budget to do that, right? In addition to secure external funding. Make agency monitoring and professional development programs more inclusive so that you can attract diverse talents, and also develop external regional monitoring professional development programs to build the mutual trust and prepare the pipeline for talented, diverse population to join the public working force. And also, finally, institutionalize the connection between government and higher education. So to build a systematic connection between government agencies and the university and college, Right? So this is so crucial for building the pipeline to attract talented, diverse people to join the public sector, and also build leader to lead and organization to organization relationship between higher education institutes and the governments. Finally, first foster collaboration among local governments to broaden the pipeline of talents. So, in summary, experience matters, diversity matters, and to ensure that we can actually attract talented people to join the public workforce, we need to pay attention to attract talented, diverse individuals join the public sector. But not only that, we also need to prepare them well, give them the first-hand experience so that can ensure them they will have a bright future in the public sector. All right, that would be all for this short video. Thank you very much.